श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव भगवान की, प्रहलाद महाराज। श्री नृसिंह जय नृसिंह, जय जय नृसिंह। प्रहलाद से जया पद्मा, मुखा पद्मा भृंगा। श्री नृसिंह जया नृसिंह, जया जया नृसिंह। प्रहलाद से जया पद्मा, मुखा पद्मा भृंगा। श्री नृसिंह जया नृसिंह, जया जया नृसिंह। प्रहलाद से जया पद्मा, मुखा पद्मा भृंगा। तब कर कमल भरे नख, मद्भुत सिंह। दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तन भृंगा। केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। तव तव कर कमल भरे नख, मद्भुत सिंह। दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तन भृंगा। केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। तव तव कर कमल भरे नख, मद्भुत सिंह। दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तन भृंगा। केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। तव कर डालिता हिरण्यकश, केशव धृता नर हरि रूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। के हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे लो जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह, जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह, लक्ष्मी नरसिंह, जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह, जय लक्ष्मी। जय प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद जय प्रहलाद महाराज। जय राधा पारसार्थी, राधा पारसार्थी राधे। शिला प्रभुपाद प्राण धन है, शिला शिला प्रभुपाद प्राण धन है, शिला जय राधा पार्षति राधा पार्षति राधे जय जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद प्राण धन है श्रीला प्रभुपाद प्राण धन है श्रीला जय गौरानिताय 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 जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय 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 जय गौरानिताय श्रीला प्रभुपाद प्राण धन है श्रीला प्रभुपाद प्राण धन है श्रीला जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद श्री श्री राधा पार्षार्थी ललिता विशाखा जी श्रृंगार आरती की सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की गौर परमानंदे हरि 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 हरि
Jai Radha Parsarthi, Radha Parsarthi, Radha Parsarthi, Shri Radhe. Jai Radha Parsarthi, Radha Parsarthi, Radha Parsarthi, Shri Radhe. Lalita Vishakha Jaya Lalita Vishakha, Lalita Vishakha Jaya Lalita Vishakha. Gauranitai Jai Gauranitai, Gauranitai Jai Gauranitai. Sita Ram Lakshmana Hanuman, Sita Ram Lakshmana Hanuman. Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev, Narsimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Vedanta Saminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Garbhani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyade Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Vando mui savadhana mate. Vando mui savadhana mate. Yahara prasade bhai e bhavatariyaya. Yahara prasade bhai e bhavatariyaya. Krishna prapti hoye hoite. Krishna prapti hoye hoite. Guru mukha padma vakya chitte te kariya kya. Guru mukha padma vakya chitte te kariya kya. Har na kare ha mane आशा आर ना करी हमने आशा श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति ये प्रसाद पूरे सर्व आशा ये प्रसाद पूरे सर्व आशा चक्षुदान दिलो ये जन्म जन्म प्रभु से चक्षुदान दिलो ये जन्म जन्म प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशिता दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशिता प्रेमा भक्तिया होते अविद्या विनाशयते प्रेमा भक्तिया होते अविद्या विनाशयते वेदे गाया हर चरिता वेदे गाया हर चरिता श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधु लोकरा लोकेरा जीवना लोकरा लोकेरा जीवना हा प्रभु करो दया दे हमारे पद छाया हा प्रभु करो दया दे हमारे पद छाया हे वे आज शक्ति भुवाना हे वे आज शक्ति भुवाना जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jaya Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Gurudev. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Nimai Nidai, Nimai Nidai, Nimai Nidai, Jaya Nimai Nidai. Nitai Gaur Haribol, 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 Gaur Haribol. Nitai Gaur Haribol, 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 Gaur Haribol. Nitai Gaur Haribol, 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 Gaur Haribol, Haribol. Nitai Gaur Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. bol, Hare bol. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya karo more Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya karo more Toma bina ke dayalu Jagat sansare Toma bina ke dayalu Jagat sansare Patita pavana hetu Tava avatara Patita pavana hetu Tava avatara Moshama patita Prabhu Napai beara Aha Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi Aha Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi Kripavalokana karo Ame bado dukhi Daya karo Sitapati Advaita Gosai Daya karo Sitapati Advaita Gosai Tava kripa vale pai Chaitanya nitai Aha Swarup Sanatana Rupa Raghunatha Aha Swarup Sanatana Rupa Raghunatha Bhatta Yuga Shiji Voha Prabhu Lokanatha
Daya karo Sri Acharya Prabhu Srinivasa
Ramachandra Shankha Mange Narottama Dasa Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo More Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo More Toma vina ke dayalu Jagat sansare Toma vina ke dayalu Jagat sansare Jai Gauranitai, 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 Jai Gauranitai. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jai Gauranitai. Jaya Panchatattva, 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 Jaya Panchatattva. Jaya Panchatattva, 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 Jaya Panchatattva. Nitai Gaur Haribol, 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 Gaur Haribol, Haribol. Nitai Gaur Haribol, 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 Gaur Haribol, Haribol. Nitai Gaur Haribol, 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 Gaur Haribol, Haribol. Nitai Gaur Haribol, 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 Gaur Haribol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Gaur Hari Bol.
सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज की, नित्य लीला पृष्ठ श्री गौर किशोर दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। रूप सनातन रघुनाथ दास रघुनाथ भट्ट गोपाल भट्ट जीव गोस्वामी खट गोस्वामी प्रभु की। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद की। वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की, नवदीप मायापुर धाम की, गंगा मैया जमुना मैया की, भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की, नामाचार श्री हरदास ठाकुर की, सामवेद भक्तवृंद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की। बोल परमानंदे। श्री गुरु वंदना हमारे साथ बोलिए। हमारे गुरुदेव के चरण कमल ही एकमात्र साधन हैं जिनके द्वारा हम शुद्ध भक्ति प्राप्त कर सकते हैं। मैं उनके चरण कमलों में अत्यंत भक्ति एवं श्रद्धा पूर्वक नतमस्तक होता हूँ। उनकी कृपा से जीव भौतिक क्लेशों के महासागर को पार कर सकता है तथा कृष्ण की कृपा प्राप्त कर सकता है। मेरी एकमात्र इच्छा है उनके मुख कमल से निकले हुए शब्दों द्वारा अपनी चेतना को शुद्ध करूं। उनके चरण कमलों में अनुराग ऐसी सिद्धि है जो समस्त मनोरथों को पूर्ण करती है। मेरी बंद आँखों को खोलते हैं तथा मेरे हृदय में दिव्य ज्ञान भरते हैं। जन्म जन्मांतरों में वे मेरे प्रभु हैं, प्रेमा भक्ति प्रदान करते हैं, अविद्या का नाश करते हैं, वैदिक शास्त्र उनके चरित्र का गान करते हैं। हे गुरुदेव, हे प्रभुपाद, करुणा सिंधु तथा पतित आत्माओं के मित्र, आप सबके गुरु सभी लोगों के जीवन हैं। हे गुरुदेव, हे प्रभुपाद, मुझ पर दया कीजिए तथा मुझे अपने श्री चरणों की छाया प्रदान कीजिए। आपका यश तीनों लोकों में फैला हुआ है। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद के
Uh, 6, 16, 53, 54. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Chira Vanachari Jamuna Chira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Chira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bo Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Shodara Shashi Shrimatri Dandi Goswami His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Maharaj Ki Jai Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Shodara Shashi Śrīmad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dhama Ki Jai. Shri Mayapur Nodipat Dhama Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Puri Dhama Ki Jai. Ganga Maya Ki Jai. Yamuna Maya Ki Jai. Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Yuga Dharma Harinam Sankirtana Yagya Ki Jai. ISKCON BBT Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories, ISKCON Vartmana Guru Vrinda Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Thank you for this opportunity to speak in front of you, such a wonderful Vaishnavas. You have such a wonderful community of the Vaishnavas, which is the inspiration for the worldwide community of the Vaishnavas. I think Delhi community is unique because it's the only city in the world where there are 17 ISKCON temples. That's very great achievement. So the whole world is looking up to you. So I'm very fortunate to be able to speak here, and I seek your blessings to be able to speak something useful. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Anirudh. I'm from Moscow, Russia. I have joined ISKCON in 1990. I was 16 that time. So I'm still around by Guru Maharaja's and Srila Prabhupada's mercy. Okay. So today we are reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 6th canto, chapter 16, King Chitraketu meets the Supreme Lord, texts 53 and 54. The texts are there. Okay. Yatha sushupta purusho Vishvam pashyati chatmani Atmanam ekadeshastham Manyate swapna uthitaha Evam jagaranadini Jivasthanani chatmanaha Maya matrani vigyaya Tadrashtaram param smaret Yatha sushupta purusho Vishvam pashyati chatmani Atmanam ekadeshastham Manyate swapna uthitaha Evam jagaranadini Jivasthanani chatmanaha Maya matrani vigyaya tadrashtaram param smaret yatha sushupta purusho vishvam pashyati chatmani atmanam ekadeshastham manyate swapna utitaha evam jakaranadini jivastanani chatmanaha maya matrani vigyaya tadrashtaram param smaret Tasushupta purusha Vishvam pashyati chatmani Atmanam ekadeshasta Manyate swapna utthitaha Evam jagaranadini Jivastanani chatmanaha Maya matrani vijaya tadrashtaram param smaret Purusha Vishvam pashyati chatmani Atmanam ekadeshasta Vam jagaranadini Jivasanani chatmanaha Mataji's, please. Purusha Vishvam pashyati Atma Manyate swapna utthitaha Evam jagaranadini Jivastanani chatmani Maya matrani tadrashtaram param smaret Word meaning Yatha, just as Sushuptaha, sleeping Purushaha, a person Vishwam, the whole universe Pashyati, perceived Cha, also Atmani, in himself Atmanam, himself Ekadeshastam, lying down in one place Manyate, he considers Swapne, in the dreaming condition Uthitaha, waking up Evam, in this way Jagarana adini the states of wakefulness, and so on. Jivastanani, the living entities, different conditions of existence. Cha, also. Atmanaha, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Maya Matrani, the exhibitions of the illusory potency. Vigyaya, knowing. Tat, of them. Drashtaram, the creator of seer of such, the creator of seer of all such conditions. Param, the supreme. Smaret, one should always remember. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. When a person is in a deep sleep, he dreams and sees in himself many other objects, such as great mountains and rivers, or perhaps even the entire universe, although they are far away. Sometimes when one awakens from a dream, he sees that he is in a human form, lying in his bed in one place. Then he sees himself in terms of various conditions as belonging to a particular nationality, family, and so on. All the conditions of deep sleep, dreaming, and wakefulness are but energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One should always remember the original creator of these conditions, the Supreme Lord, who is unaffected by them, purported by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. None of these conditions of the living entities, namely deep sleep, dreaming, and wakefulness, is substantial. They are simply displays of various phases of conditional life. There may be many mountains, rivers, trees, bees, tigers, and snakes that are situated far away, but in a dream one may imagine them to be nearby. Similarly, as one has subtle dreams at night, when the living entity is awake, he lives in gross dreams of nation, community, society, possessions, skyscrapers, bank balance, position, and honor. Under the circumstances, one should know that his position is due to his contact with the material world. One is situated in different positions, in various forms of life, that are all but creations of the illusory energy, which works under the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the Supreme Lord is the ultimate actor, and the conditioned living entity should simply remember this original actor, Shri Krishna. As living entities, we are being carried away by the waves of Prakriti, or nature, which works under the Lord's direction. Maya Dyakshana Prakriti Suyate Sachara Charam. Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, Miche Mayara Bashe Yache Beshe Kacha Habudubu Bai. Why are you being carried away by the waves of the illusory energy in various phases of dreaming and wakefulness? These are all creations of Maya. Our only duty is to remember the Supreme Director of this illusory energy, Krishna. For us to do this, the Shastra advises us, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Namaya Kevalam. One should constantly chant the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The Supreme Lord is realized in three different phases, as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. But Bhagavan is the ultimate realization. One who realizes Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the most perfect Mahatma. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabhaha. In the human form of life, one should understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For then one will understand everything else. Kasmin bhagavo vigyate sarvam idam vigyatam bhavati. According to this Vedic injunction, simply by understanding Krishna, one understands Brahman, Paramatma, Prakriti, the illusory energy, the spiritual energy, and everything else. Everything will be revealed. Prakriti, the material nature, is working under the direction of the Supreme Lord, and the living entities are being carried away by various phases of Prakriti. For self-realization, one should always remember Krishna. As stated in Padma Purana, Smartavya Satatam Vishnuhu. We should always remember Lord Vishnu. Vismartavyo na jatuchit. We should never forget the Lord. This is the perfection of life. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Agyanti Mirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militanina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutare Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sha Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakamitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Pacitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrind Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Yata sushupto purusho vishvam pashati chatmani atmanameka deshastam manyate swapna uttitaha evam jagaranadini jivasanani chatmanaha maya matrani vigyaya tadrashtaram param smaret. So we continue to read this chapter, and here these verses were pronounced by the Lord himself, Lord Anantadeva, who appeared to Chitraketu. And this verse is very nice, very philosophical, very deep, and the purport to this verse is also just amazing. If you just read this one purport of Srila Prabhupada, you can get the full Krishna consciousness actually. It's very like complete, yeah? Did you feel like that? It's like just by meditating on this one purport, you have everything you need for your spiritual life in this one purport, yeah? Srila Prabhupada is such a wonderful. So Srila Prabhupada makes many important points here, and for each of these points one could give the whole class. I'm not sure how many points we can cover, but at least we can try to discuss the main ideas which are here. So first of all, Srila Prabhupada states about the three conditions of the living entity which one experiences in this world. Which are these three conditions? deep sleep, sushupta, yeah, deep sleep, or in other words, sleep without dreams. That means sushupta. Swapna, or sleep with dreams, yeah? And jagrata, or jagarana means wakeful state. So here in this world, in this Maya, we can be in these three different states, right? We can be wakeful like now, jagarana. We can be sleeping at night, we sleep and have dreams. And we can sleep and be in a state of a deep sleep when we don't experience any dreams. This sushupta, swapna, and jagarana. These three phases of material existence. But the most amazing thing is that even though only one of these states is considered to be the dream, yeah, swapna, actually all of these states are illusion. These are different phases of illusion or Maya. Maya, matrani, as the Lord says here. Different exhibitions of Maya. Different movies, as would be more now we have this phenomenon of movies, videos, etc. These are different illusions, isn't it? But when you watch some movie, and if your consciousness gets absorbed into this movie, you forget that this is illusion, right? And it seems so real. And if you identify with a hero of this play, of this movie, then you feel some emotions even. You may cry, or you may rejoice if something good is happening, yes. If something bad is happening to the hero, you feel sadness, you may even cry, but it is just illusion, right? So the same mechanism is here. We are eternally liberated spiritual entities, jivas, eternal souls. We have nothing to do with this material existence. It is but illusion. Because whatever condition we experience here, all these different phases of illusion, it is all but illusions, right? But see how amazing the illusion, which is the Lord's energy. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, this is my energy, Mama Maya, Duratyaya. You cannot overcome it because that's my energy, my energy. And it is working in such an amazing way that we are completely convinced that this is all real, you know. This is real world, we think. But it is all like dream. Swapna iva, as in many places in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam this word is used, swapna, dream, sleeping with dreams. It's like a dream, so we can relate to that, right? When we are dreaming, we can see different things. And what happens when you dream? Let's consider it. When you dream, what is your feeling? What do you think when you dream? You can, we forget. And another thing, when we are in the dream, yes, experience of emotions, but what does it mean to us? What I want to say? Okay. We think that it is real. That's the point. When we are dreaming, we think it's real. Yes? When you are absorbed in a dream, you think, that's real. That's why if you see the nightmare, you get scared, right? And you wake up. Wow. And you see, oh, it was just a dream. And you feel relieved, right? Because sometimes we may have a dream that the thing we fear the most is happening, yes? And what do we fear here in this world? Actually, all fears in this world are based on only one fear, fear of death. That's like original fear. And all forms of fear here are the forms of this original fear, right? For example, what are popular fears? We may fear to lose a job, yes? People who have families. For brahmacharis, it's maybe not so relevant, but for householders, it's like a real fear. You may lose a job. Why? Why it is why we are afraid to lose a job? Because then we won't have money, right? And what do we need money for? For food, for house, for clothes. Because without these things, we may die, right? So you are afraid to lose a job because you are afraid to die. And you can analyze any type of fear, you would come to the same point. You are just afraid of death. And the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam says, Bhaya dvitiya abhiniveshata syat. The cause of the fear, which is like the main symptom of material existence, is fear, bhaya. Everyone is afraid. What will happen next? What will happen to me? In other words, I'm afraid that I may die. So why people are afraid of wars, epidemics, etc. Because they are afraid that they may die. That's the reason. Huh? Okay, like that. Sorry. So you must, probably you didn't hear anything I said, right? No? Huh? You heard? Okay. I'm relieved. So this fear is like the symptom of material existence. If one is fearful, that means he doesn't have Krishna consciousness. Because Bhagavatam states, Bhaya dvitiya abhiniveshata syat. Cause of fear or bhaya is dvitiya abhinivesha. Dvitiya means second or secondary. Dvitiya, it comes from dva, right? In Russian is also dva, like in Sanskrit. Dva, in Russian it's also dva. Three. Chatur is четыре in Russian. So it's many Sanskrit words came into Russian language. For example, door in Russian is dверь or двара. Yeah? Brother in Russian is brat, bratara. Mother in Russian is mать, matara, mata, mать, and so on. Fire is огонь. You can agni, right? So, два, because when I give lectures in Russian, I point to this. Два, dvitiya means second, yes? It comes from dva, да? Dvaita. So this conception of dvitiya is actually very deep philosophical conception. The Vedas state, Eko Brahma dvitiya nasti. There is only one thing, God, Brahma, yes? And there is nothing second. Dvitiya nasti. Asti means to be. In Russian it's есть. Asti. Есть. To be existent, right? Asti. So there is na asti. No, nothing second. There is only Lord, right? Sarva kalmidam Brahma. Everything is the Lord and His energies. That's the Vedic statement. But in illusion, we think that there is something besides the Lord. Something second, yes? There is this dvitiya, or the world where there is no God. There is no God, and there is a special place when there is no God, but we are here, and there is no God. We are here, and we can become gods, right? That's our idea. So this is Dvitya, this is illusion. The conception that there is something besides the Lord, or separate from the Lord, or second, right? Because there is only one God, Eko Brahma, Dvitya Naasti. But in Maya we think there is Dvitya, there is something second, and this is illusion. And when our consciousness is engrossed in that illusion, then the fear appears. Ishada Pitasya. We forget about Isha, about the Lord. Viparya Smriti. We forget about our own eternal nature. Because we are eternal, we have no reasons to fear. How? Because we already discussed that the main fear is fear of death, all right? We are afraid that we will die, and I will die, and I will not be there anymore, right? I remember when I was young, like 5, 6, 7 years, I used to meditate. How is that I will die and I will be no more? And I couldn't imagine. I could imagine that my body is there, dead, but that I will not exist. That was not like, I thought, no, it cannot be. So there is this knowledge that we are eternal is there. Because if you look at the life of people here in this world, they live as if there is no death, right? Did you notice? Nobody is planning death. Nobody is considering that I will die. Everyone has such long-term plans as if he doesn't know that this body will die in few dozens of years. But we don't, and if you preach, and if you tell someone, you see, you will die, people often say, oh no, please don't speak about these sad things. No need to talk about it. Let's speak about something joyful. Yeah. People don't like to hear about death. And actually, deep inside, everyone knows that I will not die. We have this experience inside of us, deep inside. But still, when we are in Maya, we are afraid of death, to lose this body. But it is all just an illusion, as it is stated here. So this is such a perfect illusion that it has 3 different phases. You may think, okay, the dream is illusion, right? That I can understand. But your wakeful state is also an illusion. Let us consider why. Who can volunteer and say why it is also an illusion? Why it is also a form of dream? Any ideas? Please. Exactly. So it is the same thing, like in the dream. As one Prabhuji said, in the dream we forget about our real identity, right? That's the symptom of dream. And when we are wakeful here, we also forget our real identity. We think I am so and so, and it is all based on the bodily identification. It is called upadi in Sanskrit. Upadi, we have different upadis, different, how it is called, qualities or different, designations, right, I forgot the word. I remember it in Russian, but I forgot it in English. Designations, thank you. So we think I am so-and-so, I am Russian, I am male, I am householder, I have such a profession, etc., etc. But it's all based on the body, right? But actually I'm none of these things. I am not this body. That's like the first point of Atma Tattva. That's ABC of spiritual life, as Srila Prabhupada used to call it. Atma Tattva. At first you have to consider who you are really. And this is like the main point. What differentiates reality from illusion, right? I am spiritual soul, so if I forget about it, it's illusion. And the spiritual soul is servant of the Lord, eternally the servant. Because the part is always serves the whole. And Srila Prabhupada had many wonderful examples to show this point. One example is like the parts of the body, right? Different parts of the body, they serve the stomach. And they get the benefit by serving the stomach, right? The hand is putting food into the mouth and it gets to the stomach. Stomach digests the food and all the nutrition is coming to all different parts of the body and to hand itself, right? So Srila Prabhupada told in one of the lectures very nice story, one thriller about the hand's adventure. Once the hand decided to stop feeding the stomach, right? Why am I always feeding the stomach? Let me keep the food for myself. And the hand saw the nice rasagula, very full of juice, very sweet, very nice. So the hand decided, I will keep it to myself, right? And it started squeezing the rasagula to feel the taste of this juice, of this sweet juice. So you can already foresee the result. Did this hand feel some juice? No? What do you think? What was the result? No taste, no good. So, and Prabhupada says, this hand may continue for many, many millions of years to try to squeeze the juice or rasa out of this rasagula. No result. So in the same way, when we, the parts of the Lord, which are who are meant to serve the whole, we get our happiness by serving the Lord. And what's the service of the living entities? Because Prabhupada writes in one of the purposes that the word service is not very popular here, right, in this world. If the parents want to impress their children that they should study well, they say, you should study well, otherwise you may become just some servant, right? It is not a very popular position to be dasa or servant. In this world it is very unpopular. We are forced to serve. But when the Shastras speak about service, something else is meant actually. Not the service we can see here. The service of the living entities in the spiritual world is what? To take part in the Lord's enjoyment, to share His bliss, to enjoy with Him. That's the service. Like for examples, what do the cowhead boys do? What's the service? To play with Krishna, right? That's the service. To eat with Him, to play with Him, to sing with Him, to dance with Him. That's the service. What's the gopi's service? To enjoy with Krishna, right? What Mother Yashoda's service also? To serve Krishna, and she feels such a pleasure in doing that. So the point is that the spiritual service is full of ananda or bliss or rasa or enjoyment. So Srila Prabhupada, by this simple story of the hand trying to enjoy the rasagula, describes our position in this world. As long as we try to enjoy ourselves, we are, we are sure to fail. We won't have any happiness. And Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, he gives a definition of the material consciousness. What's material consciousness? It is called kama, or lust, kama. Atmendriya priti vancha tare bali kam. The desire to enjoy one's own senses is kama. Krishnendriya priti icha dare premanam. The desire to satisfy Krishna's senses, this is prema. So we have these two different poles of consciousness of the jiva. The original is prema, desire to serve Krishna's senses, to enjoy Krishna's senses. Krishnendriya priti icha, desire to bring enjoyment to Krishna's indriyas, to his senses. Atmendriya priti vanchatari bali kam, but desire to enjoy my own senses is kama, is material consciousness that brings us into this illusion of three different phases of deep sleep, sleep with dreams, and wakefulness. But it's all illusion. See how amazing is that Lord's creation. And the Lord says that we should remember always Tad Drashtra, the creator of that illusion of this world. Param Smaret, always remember he is Param, he is above this illusion, he is never in illusion. He is supreme actor. And we are fully dependent on him, like the part is always dependent to the whole, like the hand is always dependent. It is no use when it is separate, right? Right now it is very useful. It may do service. But if you separate this hand, it is useless. They throw away this hand, even though it was very dear before to you. But if by some accident you will cut this hand, you will just throw it. It will be of no use. So in the same way, the only real situation for the jiva is to serve the Lord. Only then the jiva can be happy. And otherwise, we are just, we are just, I forgot the word. If you curse somebody, how it is called? We are cursed. Otherwise, we are cursed to be in this unhappiness because we are not doing our Sanatana Dharma or Jaiva Dharma, which is to serve the Lord, to bring Him joy, to take part in His enjoyment, in His Leela. So Srila Prabhupada gives the solution here also. He says that there is very simple method. You can wake up from this illusion. Prabhupada was saying that when one is asleep, one is practically unconscious, right? But there is a way you can bring him back to consciousness, right? What can you do? You can sound, the sound is the way. So in the same way, we are now dreaming in this Maya, in illusion. We forgot about our real situation, our real position, our Swarupa, Swarupa, our own. In Russian also, Swa means Svaya, means one's own. Swarupa, Svaya Rupa, or one's own Rupa. We forgot about our original Rupa. We all have our Swarupas in the Lord's service. So the way to wake up from this dream is to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. And in this way we are waking up. Another point I wanted to mention also related to this dream discussion. When we serve, when we come to devotional service, sometimes we think that the Lord the Lord's role is to make our dream very nice, right? We expect that the Lord will make my dream very nice. I will get whatever I want materially, right? That I will have a nice family, a lot of money, success in all the spheres of material life. Sometimes we are thinking that that's the Lord's duty, right? I'm serving Him. He has to supply all of that. Om Jai Jagadisha Hare, it's a very popular mantra here in India, right? Please give me color TV and house by the sea and nice wife, etc. Om Jai Jagadisha Hare. So, and sometimes we see that it doesn't happen. And often something contrary happens. But we should understand the Lord's plan. The Lord doesn't want us to sleep. He wants us to wake up. He says Himself, Jiv Jago, Jiv Jago. Wake up, sleeping souls. Wake up. So we should not be amazed when the Lord tries to wake us up. If you sleep, sometimes you see a nightmare, right? Koshmar, it is called in French, and in Russian also, koshmar. It came from French. Terrible dream, something terrible happens, and you want to wake up, right? Because when you see a good dream, when your hopes are fulfilled, your desires are fulfilled, it's a good dream, you get $1 million, for example, or whatever. One is dreaming of, the lady may dream to marry a love of the life. It's a beautiful marriage ceremony, and she has very beautiful wedding sari or dress for the West. And you imagine, you see this dream, when your dreams are coming true, and somebody wakes you up at this point. What do you think? Oh, why? Why did you wake me up? I was watching such a nice dream. And so, now you get the point. Why the Lord doesn't make our dream so sweet. Because otherwise we won't like to wake up. We will think, wow, such a nice dream. Let me dream forever, right? That's why, that's the Lord's mercy, He says in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Tasyaham anugrihami harishe tad hanam shanai. Yes? That's the Lord's mercy. We should be happy if the Lord is taking away things from us. He wants to wake us up, because when we see a nightmare, we are very happy to be waked up, right? If somebody wakes you up while you see the nightmare, you say, oh, thank you, you saved me from the nightmare, right? So, in this way, we should understand the Lord's plan for us. He wants us to wake up. So we should see things happening in our life from that perspective. The worse, the better. That's our philosophy should be. Once one Brahmana cursed Lord Chaitanya, you know, that you will be bereft of all material happiness. So what did Lord Chaitanya tell this Brahmana? Who knows? Thank you very much. You gave me such a nice benediction. If somebody gives us such a benediction, many of us won't be so happy, right? If some very powerful Brahmana will say, be bereft of material happiness, we will be not happy. But Lord Chaitanya was very happy, so that's the point we should meditate upon. And another thing is that it is very important for us to wake up. It is very important to get the spiritual vibration from the spiritual master. We get this through parampara system, we get this knowledge through parampara. And it is very important to get the holy name from the spiritual master, from the parampara. And then it is very potent, then it has very big potency. I was asked to say something about Guru Maharaj so I just thought about one example of this potency, that the spiritual master's blessings are very potent. In the 90s, in like beginning of the 90s, I was brahmachari in the temple, and we were distributing a lot of books in Russia, in Moscow, in subway, and everywhere we could go. I was going together with Ambarisha, Prabhu, then now Ambarisha Maharaj. He was not even initiated at this point. And we were going together, distributing books. And Guru Maharaj, at that time, he was spending a lot of time in Russia, like 3 months a year or so. He was traveling all around. At that time, it was even USSR, not Russia alone. It was 15 republics. And he was very happy. Guru Maharaj used to say, "Long live USSR." You can't imagine, right? It's a communist country, but he was saying, "Long live USSR." You know why? Because he was very happy that by getting just one visa, he may travel to 15 different countries. Yes. And the tickets were very cheap at the Soviet time, because it was heavily subsidized by the state. So the tickets were really cheap. And so Guru Maharaj was very happy to travel. He was traveling like mad. Every day, different city. I remember once he gave lectures in 3 different cities a day, or even 4. It was in like 90s or beginning of 2000 something. We started in Moscow. He gave a class in Moscow. Then 2 hours away drive from Moscow is Vladimir, another city. There is a temple there. He gave class there. Then we went farther. On the way we stopped in Kovrov. That's another city, like 100 kilometers away from Vladimir. He gave a program there. And then we reached Nizhny Novgorod. That's like another 2-hour drive. It's also a big city in Russia. There is a temple. And Guru Maharaj gave a 4th lecture there, in one day. And also darshans. So that's amazing potency. So he used to travel. That's just example how he traveled in Russia. So he traveled to Far East, to Vladivostok, to Siberia, all these far out places. You have to fly from Moscow to Vladivostok 8 hours. It's the whole one country, 8 hours flight. Once I went by train from Moscow to Vladivostok, it took me 1 week in the train, so you can imagine. So 8 hours in plane. So he traveled all over USSR. And so he was in Moscow. We were going to Sankirtan. We were uploading our van with books. And Ambarisha Maharaj, that time Prabhu, he asked Guru Maharaj, "Please give your blessings for Sankirtan." And Guru Maharaj said the amazing thing I never heard after that. Not before, not after. He said, "I give you the white piece of paper. You can write any number and you will distribute it." So like that, that was amazing. We got a lot of books. We used to distribute the sets of 10 books or so, which were available in Russian. All the books that were available by that time in Russian: Bhagavad Gita, Krishna book, 1st canto of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, I think 2nd canto also, Science of Self-Realization, Teaching of Lord Chaitanya, Nectar of Devotion, and small books. So it was like 10 or 12 book set. We packed them into the plastic bags. It was ready, like 50 or 60 such sets. We uploaded into the van, and in 2 hours, we sold all of these. So I had never another day like that on Sankirtan, because practically not practically, everyone was buying. Everyone. There was no one who said no. Just any person you meet, he buys immediately. So that's just example of the potency of the spiritual master. He can use anyone for preaching. If he gives blessings, and if you try to serve, you can get. So it was like amazing Sankirtan, because just anyone was buying. And we had books also in Georgian, in Armenian. And so we met people from Georgia, they bought very happily. And from Armenia in Moscow. So they were also very happy. They bought every book we had in Georgian and Armenian. So like that, in 2, maybe 3 hours, we had finished all the books, and it was like 50, 60 sets. So you can imagine it's like 600 books, big books, not small books. Small books at that time, we didn't even count it, like it was not counted. So it was just an example. So Guru Maharaj says, you can sell any number today. So there are many other stories, of course, but I think our time is over, right? Who is in charge? Do we have time for questions? Thank you very much for your attention. It's very amazing to be in a class with so many people. Actually, you should appreciate it. It's not everywhere like that. Like in Moscow, on usual days, you have maybe 10, 20 people, most on weekends more, but on the working day to have so many people, it's a very great opportunity. You should appreciate and value this. It's not like that everywhere. It's also an example of the potency of Guru Maharaj, that his preaching, he made so many people into devotees. It's amazing. I remember I came like maybe 94 to Delhi. There was no temple as yet. The construction was going on. There were just some barracks, right? Temporary, small. I think you were the temple president that time, yes, Mahamandra Prabhu. And the explosions were going on. And now you see this amazing temple, and so many more, like this new temple will be inaugurated soon. So that's just amazing. And the most amazing thing is that the amount of service of Guru Maharaj is just increasing. So more temples are being opened, more and more devotees, more and more books are distributed. This is amazing. Thank you. Do we have time for questions? I don't know. No? One question, so please. And if somebody wants to discuss something, we can speak separately later.
We want to know how you came to Krishna consciousness.
Okay. Actually, it is not a very interesting story. Krishna consciousness found me. I was not looking for it. It found me, as they say. My father was into yoga, He was looking for the answers. Because in the Soviet time, this official ideology of atheism, it was not very inspiring, so to say. As Srila Prabhupada was quoting many times when he went to Moscow and met Professor Kotovsky. By the way, Guru Maharaj also met Professor Kotovsky, and in 92 he spoke with him for a few hours. There is a recording of this talk with Professor Kotovsky. The same Professor Kotovsky who invited Srila Prabhupada and who had a discussion with Srila Prabhupada, which is there in Science of Self-Realization. You can read this discussion. So the same Professor Kotovsky, he's Indologist by his scientist, Indologist. So, and when Prabhupada was preaching to Professor Kotovsky, this Professor Kotovsky told Prabhupada, Swamiji, after the end of the body, everything is finished. So Prabhupada used to say a lot of times. You see such a great scientist, professor, he knows many languages, but he is convinced with the death of the body everything is finished. So Guru Maharaj met this Professor Kotovsky, and Professor Kotovsky told Guru Maharaj, I could never imagine that Swamiji's or Srila Prabhupada's movement would become so big in Russia. So my father, I remembered why I started to speak about Professor Kotovsky, because there was atheism that was like an official ideology. In the schools we were taught there is no God. It was like official lesson in school in Soviet time. There is no God. Only people who are not intelligent go to churches. Only old people who are out of their mind, they may go to church. But we Soviet people, we know that there is no God, and religion is just opium for the masses, as Lenin said. So it was like we were indoctrinated with that. But many people were not satisfied with this atheism, of course. So my father, he was looking for the answers, and there were some forbidden books like on yoga. People used to write them down because the copying was prohibited in Soviet time by the Communist Party. Anything besides Soviet ideology was prohibited. So, and copying machines were also very controlled. Nobody could, because otherwise people could copy something, something forbidden. But there were people who were looking for answers. There were some books in Russian before the revolution. They were translated on Ramacharaka, Vivekananda, Ramakrishna, a few other books. They were translated in the beginning of 20th century into Russian. So these copies were available and people were copying them illegally. So my father had some friend who was into yoga, so they were trying to do some asanas, pranayama, etc. And devotees by that time, they started also printing books illegally in Soviet Union. It was called in Russian samizdat. That means not official publishing, but just people's publishing, illegal publishing. So whatever was prohibited in Soviet Union, people used to publish undercover and illegally. So devotees were publishing Bhagavad Gita and other books illegally. So my father got this Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita in Russian. After he read it, he immediately started chanting japa, offering food, because in the book it was described how to do it. He never even met a devotee by that time. He just got a book, but he read Prabhupada's book, and he started preaching to me. I was just like 15 years at that time old. No, it was in Russian. It was like, he got a book, I think, 88 or so. That time it was already like glasnost time, Gorbachev came, so there were some changes, opening up. But still, some devotees were still in prisons, but they were released by that time. Perestroika, yes, right. Perestroika. So it was good for us, for ISKCON. Gorbachev. After he lost his presidency, once his people approached devotees when he was running again to be the president of Russia, and they told, he released your people so you can vote for him. But of course we are out of politics. So my father started reading Bhagavad Gita and he started to preach to me, and when I got also Bhagavad Gita, when I saw the Sanskrit letters, Devanagari, I was like thrilled. I thought, wow. I felt it is something very like close, as if I remembered, as if I knew it. When I read Bhagavad Gita, I had a feeling that I know all of this. This is actually the fact. Probably it's from previous lives, I don't know. And also when he bought, because that copy of Bhagavad Gita was from his friend, so he told my father, you should return it. So he returned him, but his friend told him, I saw that in the subways, Hare Krishnas are selling these Bhagavad Gitas. But that time, devotees in Sweden printed 200,000 copies of Russian Bhagavad Gitas, Krishna books and teachings of Lord Chaitanya. And because by that time ISKCON was officially registered in the USSR in 1988, so the devotees from Sweden, BBT, they sent this 200,000 nice edition, Swedish nice color, because in Soviet Union all the books were on the gray paper, no color pictures. So these books were very attractive for Russians because they were very different from all the Soviet books. So my father went and found the devotees in the subway and bought from them this Swedish Bhagavad edition of Bhagavad Gita, Russian Bhagavad Gita. And the devotee told him, you know, we have a center in Moscow and you can come. So the next day he went there, he was very inspired, and he came back, he told me, it's amazing, you should come with me. I said, okay. So I went to the temple, and I was also very inspired. So it's like that, it's in short. Yeah. I don't know, do we have time? Please. Okay. I met Guru Maharaj shortly after. We came with my father to the temple. We have the temple, it was like big name, but it was just a flat. Actually, it was like, it is called squat. The devotees just, it was the flat for the workers who sweep the streets. Some devotees, they got the job, and so they got this for free, this flat, and then they turned it into the temple. It was this flat. So I started to come to this center. We had small Gauranitai deities there, full morning program, few devotees staying there as brahmacharis. And a few days later, I saw some nice Indian professor was giving a class. So I asked the devotees, who is this professor? Because Guru Maharaj looked very like a professor, you know, like his big glasses. He spoke very authoritatively. They said, this is Gopala Krishna Goswami. I said, wow. And I also wanted to share the potency of Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj said in that lecture, the first lecture that I heard of him, as far as I remember, it was on the Chaturvarnya Maya Srishtam verse from Bhagavad Gita. It is still there in my memory after 34 years. So it impressed me so much. And there he said, one should chant 16 rounds a day. So the next day I started to chant 16 rounds. So that is the amazing energy of Guru Maharaj. So I met for the first time, I think it was 1st of May of 1990 in Moscow. I came to the center, to the temple, and Guru Maharaj was there. So like that. Hare Krishna. Kolkhozne. No, that flat we had for like 4 years, actually, 4 years. Then we had to vacate because that house was for reconstruction. And no, it's we got later Begovaya temple, this building and it was there for 4 or 5 years, this place. Kolkhozne. Guru Maharaj, you may tell him, Kolkhozne, he may remember. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Шрила Прабхупада ки джай, Гуру Махарадж ки джай, Ананта Коти Вайшнава Вринда ки джай.